let's do a quick favorite movies, scary movies for Halloween. Since this is Halloween.
It depends on the era you ask me.
Any era, any scary movie.
One of my favorite scary movies of all time is The Gate. And I've talked about that on this show before.
Yeah, I've talked about The Gate.
Because it used to be streaming on Netflix, and it was a Flix I Pix back in the day when we used to do that. And I don't think it's there anymore. But The Gate is so fucked up because they use like some stop motion claymation stuff in it. They do a really, really terrible and like it's one of these scenes where it's like, you ever watch a horror movie where you're creeped out and then they do a scene and you're just like, Kevin Smith talked about this at the Q&A after Tusk, where he's like, you look over to the person next to you and you go, man, that was just fucked up. Like, I felt sad for a character at the end of a sequence in The Gate. It's just, it's so brutal and it hits you right in the heart. And it's like, you're supposed to be like not a fun, but you're supposed to be like a good time. Not even a good time. What's the word? Because you can't use fun or good time when you use horror movie. I mean, yes, those can be fun and can be a good time, but the point of them is to not be that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be there to scare you or creep you out. This one just makes you feel sad at one point in the movie. Steven Dorff is in it. I think it's Steven Dorff that's in it. But yeah, I really like The Gate. Like, that's one of my favorites of all time is The Gate.
Oh, any other randoms? Just off the top of your head.
See, you're not going to get any modern movies on this list from me.
I'll go. Well,
you go ahead.
No particular order. There's just ones, But the one I always drop or go back to, and Bryce, I don't know if he's going to give me shit for this, because he knows how much I love the Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
But still, this is the one, and I don't know if it's considered horror, but Saw, the first one.
I think it's more of a suspense movie, in my opinion. But yeah,
would you consider that horror? Because if not, I could push that aside.
No. Horror is anything horror is anything that scares you. And that movie it's not just cringy moments.
The first one was like a psychological thriller, practically.
Right.
So it wouldn't really be considered horror. Like the movies after that with the blood and guts, that kind of goes.
I wouldn't even call those horror. I would just call those gory movies. But yes, I think Saw. If it scared the shit out of you, it counts to me.
I don't know if it really scared the shit out of me. I just thought it was very intriguing and like, oh my god, I guess it just scared me. Yeah. Like, what the fuck would I do in that situation?
Make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a modern movie.
I'll put that in parentheses. Saw it, like, that was just a mind fuck.
Yeah,
it's
such a good movie.
So much. To the point where I actually went, fucking yeah. What the fuck? Yeah.
Just going along with that psychological thriller-ish type of movie, and this is a modern movie, and I talk about it all the time. Frailty is so good.
Frailty? That sounds so familiar. Frailty.
It's so good. You need to see it. But yeah, if you want to go back into horror, I love, and this is more of a horror comedy. It was like the first horror comedy I ever saw. House 2. It's so good. It's fun. It's got some scary elements to it. It's creepy at some points, but it's a funny movie. It's fun, and it's a complete departure from the first House movie, which is also really creepy. Yeah, so like I just don't think any modern movies are gonna be on this list because as I got older, I wouldn't say I became desensitized, but I guess different things scared me.
Change
and the things that scared me as I got older was psychological stuff, things that kind of messed with your mind, and stuff that wouldn't be considered horror movies, like Frailty or like Identity.
I guess that's why Saw lingered with me for so much because of how fucked up it is.
But when I was younger, like some of that jump stuff got me, and some of the goriness would get me. But like, things that scare me. I guess. That one, it's not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. That sequence.
I haven't seen it. Pulling a breath.
You've never seen it? Okay, so there's a sequence. I'm pretty sure it's in part 1. It might be in part 2, but the first 3 of those movies run together for me, honestly. But there's I think it's got to be the first one. There's a sequence where it's nighttime, and then you see the shadow, Freddy's shadow on the street. And it just starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And like, I was like, ah! When I was a kid, like that's the creepiest. That might be the only like quote mainstream movie that would make my list. Honestly, I enjoy the Friday the 13th series. I enjoy some of the Halloween movies. I enjoy a lot of the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. But the movies that scared me were like the quote B movies, the movies that didn't get a lot of mainstream press. Movies like The Gate, movies like House and House 2. House 2 is very palatable because, like I said, it's very funny also. But yeah, it's movies like that really got me when I was a kid. Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive.
The one where the trucks come alive.
I don't know that one.
Emilio Estevez is in it. It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, the trucks, like semis, cars, inanimate objects, come alive and start terrorizing people. It's really good. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I remember that one. They like to play that a lot during Halloween.
Yes.
At Johnny's Saloon.
Yeah.
They always play that.
That's because it's another one of those movies. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Some of the Stephen King stuff would make my list, like not Pet Sematary, but Sleepwalkers.
For me, it was it.
Yeah.
You know, like when I first saw that, it was probably like 13, 14, I don't remember. But here's the thing, though. I saw it in Spanish.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because I was in Mexico. I understand Spanish.
Yeah.
So, like, watching this in Spanish and, like, I don't know, it just added more creep factor to it for me.
Yeah.
And that was, ugh.
Was it a complete overdub, or were you just reading subtitles, or was it, like, a completely overdub?
It was overdub.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was deep in the heart of Mexico.
Christine is the other Stephen King movie. I always talk about that movie. It's one of my favorites, so that's got to go on the list. But yeah, this is no particular order, and Bryce would be yelling at us right now for doing something like this.
You would tell me to put him in order.
Well, and doing it last minute like that, he'd be so mad. But yeah, that's kind of like a short list of things that I really enjoy. And again, you're not going to find a lot of modern stuff on there, and you're not going to find a lot of mainstream stuff on there.
See, with me, my stuff will be more modern because, like, as a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch the horror movies at all. So, like the most
I gotta
modern,
be an asshole and look something up real quick, but keep talking.
All right. Like, for me right now would be the Conjuring series would definitely be the ones that are scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the classic stuff, which is really bad. Like I said, well, the reason why. But as classic, to get to like the classics, it would have to be the one, because that's as far as I could remember seeing. Like, I've never seen Halloween, or any of the other movies. But the Conjurings are good. Scary movies. I've been really into like the true story type of scary movies, just because it's really fucked up. I watched Lights Out with Bryce. And it was scary. You know, it was a fun movie. It was great. I liked it.
The trailer for that really freaked out my son.
No,
Dad, I can't do that.
But the short for that movie, I think, was even better. Because that was scary as fuck.
I just remembered another one. I had to look it up because I can never remember the name of it. But the singer, Tiny Tim, was in it. The ukulele player, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. They used his song in Insidious.
Yeah.
So he was actually in a horror movie in 1987 called Blood Harvest. That is, if I watched it now, I'd probably be like, but as a kid, woo! I watched that so it came out in 87, which means it didn't come out on VHS till probably 89, which means I probably saw it like in 1990. So I was probably 8 years old when I saw that movie. And like, I think about that, and like, my daughter is 10, and it's like, I would not let her watch a movie like that. But I watched the movie. It's really creepy. Really creepy. Yeah, Blood Harvest, check that out.
And one I've already mentioned it before was the first VHS.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
That's another one I'll put up there on my list for sure. Fuck, man, that movie was fucked up. But it was good.
Did you ever watch Tales from the Crypt as a kid? No?
The TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yes, no.
Uh-huh.
Like, I waited for the intro to finish because the intro fucking scared the shit out of me.
I love that intro. Oh my god. Okay.
Like, I watch it probably maybe up until, like, he fucking pops out.
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper pops out. And oh, that's scary.
I was going to say, I'm going to make work for you, but then I remembered, wait, I'm the one that usually posts the YouTube videos, so I'm not going to say anything and make work for myself.
Just put the tag in there.
Yeah, I'll just tag it. I'm gonna say, and I was gonna make you say, Rick, put a card for the intro right here.
Yeah, that's some creepy shit.
Yeah.